Hey guys, welcome back. And today we're going to go through why you should not be setting New Year's resolutions. Rather, you should be setting New Year's goals. And the difference between the goal and, I guess, creating a dream. And it all starts with a dream. It starts with an ambition or want, per se. But we're really going to delve into what you should be doing, how you should be goal setting, and how you can do it so you can set yourself up for success rather than failure. And we're going to do that in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So bear with me, but I want to really delve into why you should be setting goals and rather than setting New Year's resolutions. All right. So really, what is a New Year's resolution? Most people will go around and they'll tell their friends, their family, and they'll just say to their partner, look, I want to lose 20 kilos this year. I'm going to be a better person. That's the crux of it. Is this year I'm going to be a better person. Unfortunately, wishing for something is not going to get you there. It's not going to make you a better person. It's not going to help you to grow. And I can tell you right now, coming from the field of personal training and helping people better their lives and changing their lives, I can tell you right now that most people will go through the first few weeks and then realize it's too hard. They'll give up. But in fact, it's actually not that hard. It's not as difficult as most people make out. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly run through how to create some goals, how to make it so that you can succeed rather than fail in your first month. And so then that way we can create something that's going to get you to where you can actually achieve the New Year's resolution that you want to set out to. So let's use a quick example. Weight loss, it's always an easy one. Most people want to lose weight at the start of the year, and then they're like, oh, I'll get around to it, and it never really happens. So here's how I would go about it. And what I've done with many clients before, and what has worked in the past. And the first things first is you do need to actually sit down and decide, are you going to lose that weight? And that's when the New Year's resolution comes about. You're like, okay, new year, new me sort of thing. And you say, I want to lose 20 kilos. That's you deciding. That's really, really important. Must do that. The next part, so you've got this dream, right? This big, scary dream. 20 kilograms is quite a lot to lose, but it's possible. It's achievable. And that's what we need to go through next. We need to create smarter goals. We need to create something that is going to be specific. So specific. Losing 20 kilos is specific, not pacific, specific. Okay? Then it needs to be measurable. Lose 20 kilograms. You can measure that. You can hop on the scales every 2 to 4 weeks and actually be like, okay, well, I am losing weight. I am able to do this. And it has to be achievable. You have to believe. This is probably the most important part about a smarter goal, is you have to be able to believe that you can achieve it. Achieve to believe and believe to achieve. Okay? You need to be able to do that. The next one, so once you've got specific, measurable, and achievable, is it needs to be relatable. You can't just say, I'm going to lose 20 kilograms and get to the point where you're like, well, I'm actually just going to continue picking out all the time and eating the food that I've been eating the last 2-3 years that has helped me put on the extra 20 kilograms. It needs to be relatable. You can't just say, okay, I want to lose 20 kilograms. It has to relate to the goal, relate back to it. And that's where we get into the next part we'll go through soon. The next one is it needs to be, so like I said, specific, measurable, achievable, relatable, and it needs to be timely. You need to have a deadline. You need to say, okay, you're going to write down this goal. You need to write down the specifics, and then you need to say, I want to lose 20 kilograms by the 31st of December 2021. Okay? Whatever, how long you ever want to take, it doesn't really matter, but you need to have a deadline. The reason for this is we'll go through this pretty soon, but you'll see. E is next, evaluation. You need to evaluate, and this fits into the T quite a bit, timeliness and having a deadline. And then review. You need to be able to review it. So smarter principle or goal setting is really, really cool to do. And it's very easy. It doesn't have to be hard or anything like that. Very easy to do. So you just need to make sure it's specific, measurable, achievable. It needs to be relatable, timely, and you need to evaluate it, and then you also need to review it. Okay, so I'll quickly go through the example of the 20 kilograms. You'll write down, and this is the difference between a dream and a goal. Okay, if you have a New Year's resolution, why most people don't actually achieve it is they haven't actually written it down. That's the main difference between a dream and a goal. You need to write it physically with a pen and paper, write it down. Don't just type it. There is many studies that have been done that actually link the fact that if you write something down, you're more likely to achieve it. And I'm not just saying that. You can look these studies up, look it up on Google, goal setting, look it up, goal setting, studies to do with writing them down and things like that. You'll be able to find many studies on that. It's really cool. There's a neural link between you physically writing it down rather than typing it or just saying it even. So yeah, so really important is you write the goal down. Then once you've done that, you need to write down, like I said, the specifics of it, when you're going to do it by, okay? And then once you've done that, you need to create a plan. So you have a dream, you write down the goal, and then you need to plan it out. Okay, so you want to lose 20 kilograms, you just go step by step backwards. Okay, so you got this massive stone in the middle of the pond, which is your goal, and you're standing on the other side of this pond, and you got about, a good year to get there, let's just say for an example. And then you know that that's going to take roughly a year to do. So you need to be able to set smaller little stepping stones so you can actually get to the middle of the pond where you have lost 20 kilograms. All right. So we have, let's just say, some land over here at the other side of the pond or the river, and you need to create some small stepping stones to get you to that place. And how do we do that? We need to look at, again, your timeliness. So this is where it comes back. You say you want to do it in 12 months. So then you break it up into 3-month or even monthly lots. Okay. So you just say, okay, 20 kilograms. If I want to lose 20 kilograms by 12 months, that means I just need to divide essentially your 20 kilograms by 12 months. Then you have your monthly increments essentially. Now, life is not that simple. I can guarantee you. You're going to have 3 months where you'll lose a lot of weight really quickly if you were to do it properly, and then you'll plateau. And then you need to actually speak to someone and actually understand why you're plateauing. Or sometimes you just plateau for a few weeks and then you lose even more weight. It's just the way of life, the way your body works. And this is speaking from experience and how I've seen many clients lose like plenty of kilos beforehand. But that's why I've used this example. I've done it many times before. So I can give you a quick layout of what it would be. But you want to set out those, but you also have to set out your plan of action. Plan of action is really important. If you don't have a plan, then you're failing, okay? There's a quote that I always say is if you're failing to plan, you plan to fail. If you're not actually planning what you're going to be doing over the next 12 months to help you achieve that goal, then you're never going to achieve it. You have to have the dream, write down the goal, and then create the plan. So that's when going to a professional sometimes really does help, because sometimes if you've never done it before, you don't know how to do it. And if you have done it before, sometimes you actually can't do it the same way. It's not possible to do the same way. You're a completely different person. We could use weight loss for an example again. If you lost 20 kilograms when you're 20 years old compared to when you're 40 years old, it's very, very different. There's a lot of hormones going on that that are depleting, a lot of energy. Metabolism is all depleting when you're 40, whereas when you're 20, everything's a little bit easier to lose weight. Again, and energy efficiencies are different as well. So we don't need to go through all of that, but essentially you're a different person. So therefore it's not going to be exactly the same way that you can do it beforehand. So you need to maybe talk to a professional if need be. Try it first by yourself. If you are good at writing things down and planning things and, taking action on them, that's the next thing, by the way, is taking action, then by all means try and do it yourself. But I find with most things, it's much easier to hire someone to help you out, so you don't have to do the thinking. We all have such big and crazy lives that most of the time having someone else help you and plan it for you is going to be a lot more efficient and take you a lot less time. I've learned this from personal experience and from clients' experience as well. Now, like I said, the next one is action. Action is really important. This is probably, if you look at all the things that are the most important for achieving goals, number one is deciding to achieve that goal. And number two is taking action on your plan. You need to take action. If you don't take action, it will never happen, ever. So you need to believe that you can achieve it, decide that you can achieve it, take action to achieve it. If you do all of those things, you'll be doing well. You'll be well on your way to essentially achieving the goal that you want, your New Year's resolution per se. All right, so we'll leave it there for today. SMARTER principle, write down your goals. So remember, SMARTER principle is specific, measurable, achievable, relatable, timely, evaluate, review. Do all of those things and make sure that you write down your goal. You need to write it down. It's really, really beneficial to do that. And then if you have a partner, sometimes it's actually really good to sit down with them, communicate this with them so they're on board with helping you achieve your goal, because that's what it should be like. If you have got a relationship, if you're living with family, it might be good to sit down with the kids and actually figure out their goals for the year too. Sit down with the kids and say, okay, what do you guys want to achieve this year? Start to teach them these things, and they will go ahead in life and be able to achieve so much more for you actually sitting down with them and making it fun, making it interesting so they can start planning ahead as well. And just remember, a pandemic happened this year. So you would know by now that plans never work out as they will, as you've wrote them down. So just be okay with the fact that if you wrote down a goal and you haven't achieved it, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with the fact that you haven't achieved a goal. There's something wrong if you give up. That's really, really important to remember that. Don't give up. Okay, if you set out a goal of losing 20 kilograms and you didn't achieve it this year, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, because you can always try tomorrow, next week, then month. The only thing is if you get yourself into a cycle of going, I want to achieve losing 20 kilograms this year, go really well for the first 3 to 4 weeks of January, and then you fall off right off the cliff and you never look back again. There's a problem there, okay? So don't get into that cycle. Write down your goals, set out some small stepping stones to get you to achieve it, and then take action on those stepping stones. And that's going to help you significantly if you want to do that. And take it from personal experience. I've been doing this for 9 to probably even longer. Like, I remember sitting down at was it high school? Yeah, it was high school, and we were writing down the SMARTER principle goals, and we had this sheet, and I'm sure you would have gone through it too, and I really enjoyed it because I love thinking about what's going to happen in the future and creating goals for myself. But it's really, really important. If you do want to achieve something, you got to write it down, you got to make it smarter, and you got to just make sure that, plan it, take action, just do it. Just like Nike says, just do it. Okay, I'll leave it there for today. If you have any questions on goal setting, if you have any problems with the SMARTER principle, or if you want a few more things, then please message me, send it through. I'd love to talk about it, because goal setting is one of my favorite things to talk about, because it's such a powerful thing, and it's helped me and many clients to achieve many things. So yeah, just shoot me a message, put in the comments below, do whatever you can to get in touch with me, and we'll go from there, all right? Otherwise, if you did like this video, like the video below, and if you want to get more and more videos like this, make sure you click the notification bell and subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be talking more and more about how you can essentially make your life better, get better with your finances, improve yourself, and help to become more self-aware as well. Okay, so make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, and I'll be seeing you next time.